Welcome back to the Chorus of Knights podcast. I'm Cooper. This is Jack. Today we are doing a second part to our Star Wars Duels series. We've completely reformatted it. We've got heaps of new characters. We're going to discuss planets, context, and random attributes going throughout the fight. So let's get straight into it. Let's head to the new wheels. All right, let's start with the characters. So the way we're going to do
Alrighty.
it is one of us will be assigned a character, and then we'll work through the rest, and then we'll debate about what will happen. So, character one,
Mhm.
Jack, this can be your character.
Alrighty. I hope I get a strong one to start off. It'll make it a lot easier
Oh,
for me.
oh, okay, that was okay.
Dengar.
Okay,
What?
I totally thought you were going to get Balin there. That would have been crazy. All
For
right,
real.
and this is my character.
Dengar.
Oh,
Oh.
okay. Uh, okay, all
Oh.
right.
Oh. Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So
No.
we've
I like
got
this.
who's your character again? I already forgot.
Dengar.
Dengar, that's right, yeah. Kelleran Beck. All right, let's see
Oh,
about
this
where they're fighting. What planet are they fighting on? It's going to be important. The terrain can determine everything. They are fighting on the frozen planet
oh man.
Hoth. Interesting.
I've got some good stuff to say already.
Interesting. All right, let's
Right.
see context going into the fight. What's the background information? What's actually going to happen? All right, Jack's character, character one, is an
Yeah.
expert on the planet's terrain. So
Um,
Dengar knows Hoth pretty well.
I already
Dengar,
thought he would have. So that's actually perfect for my
yeah, I'll say. And then one random occurrence during the fight is gonna
laser Jar
be,
Jar.
oh, okay, interesting. An X-Wing crash lands next to them during the fight.
It's just a rehash of a weird fan fiction of Empire Strikes Back here. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I'll say.
Is it unreal?
Hmm. All right. Do you want to argue first?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
down.
go,
All
go.
right. So, for all you who do not know Dengar, briefly, he is a bounty hunter, very skilled in his format. He has kind of this kind of like bandages kind of like wrapped around his face and stuff because he had something that I think explosion or fire, some that ruined his face and stuff. So he protects it with that kind of stuff. Anyway, he was really good friends with Bosk and Boba Fett, so he was in kind of league with them. We saw him briefly in Empire. So the reason why I think he would beat Caloran Beck is I think the advantage here is that Dengar has had much more experience in terms of uh adapting to a fight because he's been in more fights, I think, in Caloran, because Caloran was the what's it called, the Jedi trainer for the kids, the younglings. He wasn't ever a proper, expert in, I would say, just random fights because he was always at the Coruscant Temple Academy and stuff training the younglings. He only really probably had to, as we saw in the flashbacks, fight the clones, which I think anyone could probably, no offense, take out if they are willingly knowing that they're about to turn on them. Because most of the times, like for example, Yoda knew that they were turning, so he chopped them. But like when you get surprised, that's a bit different. But anyway, Dengar on Hoth, since he's already wrapped up and he's very layered, I think he won't be affected by the planet's climate. And obviously, because Dengar knows Hoth's terrain very well because of the context, I think that he would have had much experience there on how to like be stealthy and also get the element of surprise on Caloran, who might be obviously not aware of the planet's surface, maybe even the planet's creatures, such as the Wampa. Yeah, I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, or something like that. And then with the X-Wing crashing near them, I think that would only just extend Dengar's ability to use the X-Wing's crashed turret and infantry because he's good with weaponry and military what's it called, experience. So I think Dengar would absolutely obliterate Caloran because I think Caloran is not one of the best Jedi, obviously, in terms of all of them. I think he's inexperienced with against bounty hunters, and he's obviously inexperienced with the context of the planet. And I think with Dengar's artillery and armory and knowledge, I think he would get the element of surprise and wipe Keller and Beck out before an even close combat occurs. I think that's my thing.
Okay, you made good arguments. I think obviously Keller and Beck is disadvantaged in not knowing the Hoth terrain in this scenario. The aspect of the element of surprise, I think, is probably a bit weak just because Keller Beck's got the Force, and so he can kind of sense things that are going to happen. Um, he's also a Jedi, and he's got two lightsabers, which is crazy. So he can block all those blaster bolts and everything. I think that the saving grace for Keller and Beck is actually the X-wing crashing because I think that someone's got to be piloting that X-wing. So someone's coming to help Keller and Beck. Because why would they be coming to help Dengar? The rebels pilot the X-wings, so obviously someone's coming to help him, not a bounty hunter. But even if that's the case, even if he has backup, I still think he wipes the floor with Dengar. Um, he's obviously very good at close quarters. We don't know much about his combat style, but he seems to be very quick with the way he flings his lightsabers around. So I think in terms of the weaponry that Dengar uses, I think that that's probably a good matchup for Keller and Beck. I would probably only say that the thing that's disadvantaging him is the planet, because I don't know many Jedi that would go into Hoth not knowing what to expect and not adapt very well to the conditions. So I still think he wins. Just yeah, I just think that the main thing that's letting him down is that Dengar is an expert on Hoth.
Could I say that I think Caloran only picks up two lightsabers in that flashback. I think he just uses one though, but he knows how to use two.
Yeah.
And also, Force and still ended up being frozen basically out there and getting stuck by a Wampa. So I think knowing having the Force ability to know about getting jumped is actually quite contradicting because what we know about Hoth, there's so much happening. Sensors are blocked. Ooh, in a moment.
Nah. Luke was young and untrained. Kelleran Beck is a trained Jedi.
Alan's not experienced though in the field. He's
Nah,
a purely yeah, I don't know. I think that would be a tough battle though. I
it
think
would
you're
be.
not getting enough tough I don't think it's a wiper floor. No way. For
No, it's
both
not a
ways. I
white
don't think
before. I think yeah. All
I
right.
think that's
Let's move to number two. I'll do mine will be the first one now.
hmm
This one's for me, and then we'll decide your one. Oh, mm,
Oh, oh,
yeah.
oh,
Let's
Thrawn.
go.
No,
Grand Admiral Thrawn. All right,
that's
and number two.
I feel like I already know what your reasoning for every encounter will be. He's
Yeah. This could,
smart.
oh, what a matchup.
Oh,
What a
this is
matchup.
horrible. This is horrible. This is horrible.
I'll just do Thrawn. Thrawn versus Moff Gideon. This would be a great fight, I reckon. Okay, what planet are they
I
fighting on? Let's find out.
think it depends very much on the situation and resource.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. Mustafa.
I
Right. Let's find out about this context. Let's see what happens or what we know about these two characters before the battle. All right.
created both characters asking conflict,
My
and that's so like
character. Oh, Thrawn.
who
Recently lost one of his close friends.
doesn't we don't even
Mm.
know who his close friend is,
Well,
but I hope that
hypothetically, he's lost someone. And
affects his mental health.
what happens during the battle? Something that happens during the battle. Could be natural disaster. Don't know. We're gonna find out. The Jedi
Oh,
were summoned by a civilian witness. The Jedi arrived.
wow. Actually, an
Interesting.
unreal.
This is a great
Aside
setup
from that,
for a fight.
yeah, that is unreal.
All right,
Oh,
I'll start.
wow.
So Thrawn is obviously one of the most strategically impressive characters in Star Wars. Not only that, but we have shown that he, maybe not in Ahsoka, but definitely in Rebels. And I didn't read the Thrawn novels, but I'm assuming in the Thrawn novels, he is quite physically dominant as well. Uh, I don't see that with Moff Gideon. Obviously, he possesses the dark saber that that one time. So, he's got that going for him. But in terms of brute strength, we saw Thrawn in Rebels take on, I think they're early versions of Dark Troopers or something. Can't remember what they are, but he
You
wipes
got
the
to,
floor with them.
yeah.
So I think that obviously Thrawn ups Moff Gideon strategically and physically. He's also got a vengeance. Obviously, he's lost a friend. He's trying to avenge his fallen friend. That always motivates someone to go the extra length. The only thing that I think, well, I feel like the Jedi arriving is kind of irrelevant. It wouldn't really change how the battle is fought because they're both, and the Jedi are enemies of both of them. I think what it would do is just kind of force them both on the back foot. But yeah, that's kind of hard to work into this narrative. And on Mustafa, Moff Gideon, I think, I don't know, he's a human. He would probably not adapt very well to the hot conditions. Thrawn is a chiss. I don't know much about the chiss. Maybe they're a bit better. But yeah, I think Thrawn just peaks above Moff Gideon in both aspects and has that extra motivation because of losing a friend. Thank you. I
Here we
appreciate you clapping.
here we go. You are forgetting one of the most vital pieces of information, not just the dark saber. Moff Gideon, if we're talking about any stage of them, he was in the suit, in the Dark Trooper suit, which gave him unbearable strength. Who would absolutely obliterate Thrawn physically in a hand-to-hand combat. Mandalorian couldn't even hit him properly. He needed the help with Grogu's force ability. Thrawn doesn't have force. Literally, Moff Gideon in that suit would just king hit Thrawn. He's knocked out. Anyway, that's physical one on one. Yes, I admit Thrawn is much smarter than Moff Gideon. All right, but Moff Gideon has had the power to clone. Right. So if we're talking that he sends his clones out in these Dark Trooper suits, game over for Thrawn. Game over. Also, if we're talking about military power in this current state of the time, Moff Gideon actually currently holds more greater alliances with troopers and Imperial remnants. Thrawn currently is still presumed dead, or if we're talking about this kind of situation. A lot of people don't side with Thrawn because they think he's kind of like a terrorist, not really part of the Imperial kind of navy, right? After all this kind of shit. So, I mean, stuff. So we've got, and then also, you've also got Thrawn losing a friend. You can say that that makes him more empowered, but you could say that that's actually made him more like kind of mentally sad. He's not in the right mind frame. You know why? Moff Gideon was the one that killed his best friend. He's lost his friend. Gideon was the one.
Whoa.
So you've got a vendetta that makes it actually mean more for them to fight each other rather than just who wants to be the top leader, top dog. So I actually think Moff Gideon, with that Dark Trooper suit, even if Thrawn tries to overpower him with his mental capabilities, Moff Gideon just wipes the floor with him too easily. And with the Mustafar setting, he's got the Dark Trooper armor. He's probably got more resilience in terms of he won't feel the heat as much because probably got some cooling systems in there. With the Jedi arriving too, that means Moff would have to force his hand more against Thrawn because Thrawn would obviously be kind of like a tactician. He probably has some good defense or something, but then Moff would have to try and force himself against Thrawn on a 1v1 because he knows he'd be able to best him in that kind of one-on-one situation. So I think Moff wipes the floor with him even without the
Wow.
Darksaber.
Wow.
Darksaber?
Wow. That's crazy. I would love
Yeah.
to see that in like live action.
I mean, they already hinted at them having a rivalry between each other because Moff did not care or want Thrawn to return. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was a good one.
interesting.
Two good ones in a row. All right. Number three. Jack, this can be your one first.
Oh, come on. Hopefully it's not
All right. Oh, okay.
fancy.
Okay, Ahsoka Tano. Jack's is Jack's avatar is Ahsoka. My avatar is oh, come on.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Okay. All right.
Oh my God. All right. They're going to have some massive advantage here. My
Yeah.
lightsaber mouth or something
I've
because
this is crazy. I gotta have some
actually
saving grace.
Jar Jar Binks has a
I've
better
got
chance.
Lobot if anyone's listening on Spotify or. Um,
Yeah.
Apple Podcasts. All right, we're fighting on Yavin.
Even better for a soap. Oh,
Yavin.
rebels.
What is the context going into the fight? Let's see. Got the wheels
One
spinning.
character soaker.
Jack's character has a bounty on them. Ahsoka's got a bounty on them.
That
Interesting.
might be helpful for Lobot, but I don't know how much Lobot knows people.
Yeah, I gotta put a lot of faith in whatever's coming in this one.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You hope that the freak event.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well, this is
Jar
really not
Jar
doing it
Binks
for you.
runs through the middle of the fight at some point.
You know
Okay.
what? Yeah, you go first. I think you need it. I think you need to go first.
Okay.
Huh.
The only thing I know about Lobot is that he was in The Empire Strikes Back and that he was a part of Cloud's Lando's people on there. I'm pretty sure he also was in Rebels. I might be mistaken, but I don't even know what he does. I don't know what he does.
Let me help you out here, Cooper, for a second. He has that thing on his head, right?
Yeah.
I think he's hopped up into like some computer tech stuff. So maybe he's
Okay.
part cyborg. Let's
All
just
right.
say for the sake of got
Okay. All right.
great knowledge.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. Maybe Lobot used his circuits to put a bounty on Ahsoka. So Lobot's only saving grace is to hope that other people come after him. I mean, we know Jar Jar's coming. Jar Jar is arriving at some point, so he might crash and stumble into Ahsoka, and maybe Lobot can just do a WWE go 1, 2, 3, and then win the fight. I don't know.
Oh,
I really don't have any argument here. I
no.
Lobot is useless, and I really don't have an argument for him. Sorry.
Valid. I think let me just wipe the floor here.
Yep.
We've got like twin lightsabers against a human with some cybernetics on the head. We're on the planet of Yavin. We've seen what Ahsoka does in Forest. She's stealthy, she's quick, she appears, she disappears. She approaches Lobot, force pushes Lobot into the forest. Lobot disappears, and Ahsoka's like, oh. And then we've got Ahsoka having the bounty. Lobot, I'm gonna back you up here, Cooper. I'm doing a fan fiction here, right? He calls in Boba Fett. Boba Fett brings Mando. Mando doesn't like Ahsoka for some weird reason. You've got Mando and Boba Fett trying to take out Ahsoka. They struggle to take out Ahsoka, but Lobot seems to have the high ground at one point. Jar Jar Binks runs through, accidentally steps on Lobot's toe. He falls over, breaks his circuitry, and dies. Ah, no, Ahsoka's
Wouldn't that be
won.
sad if if Lobot died to Jar Jar and not Ahsoka?
That's what I'm saying. Oh gosh, there's no possible way, ladies and gentlemen, that Lobot would win. There,
Oh, that's
I think
so funny.
less than a percent. That is
Yeah, that's
all right.
unreal. All right, let's
I
get
think
on
we've
to the
got time
next.
for more after that. One more, I reckon.
One more.
Yeah,
All right,
let's
the
do it.
last one. So for a good one. This will be my character.
Yeah.
Oh,
Please be
you're.
bad. Please be bad,
Oh,
like Luke.
oh. Okay, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with
Oh,
that.
I thought it was. I thought it
I
was.
thought it
I thought
was
it landed
Jabba
on
as well.
Jack.
Yeah. Okay, and
Oh,
next one.
Jin.
Qui-Gon Jinn taking on. Oh, okay. This could be interesting.
Oh, please. This is good. This is going to be a good discussion here.
This will be a great discussion. All right, what planet are they fighting on?
Please be Mandalore. That'd be sick for my character.
If it was Mandalore, that would be good.
Mine's like so behind on my screen.
That's all right.
Like,
Geonosis.
again, let's go. I don't think they both.
Geonosis.
I don't think both of them would know much about genosis. So this is
Yeah.
actually, unless the context helps.
Well, we're about to find out. Let's see. It's all been character ones recently, and I think we're
Us
getting
over.
more. That'll be my character. Qui-Gon is secretly part of the Shadow Collective. Whoa!
What?
Whoa!
Wait, so Qui-Gon's actually evil? What?
That's crazy. That's a great revelation.
I mean, that
And
shows like everyone even knew he was alive. That's,
what happens during the fight?
that's so funny. This
Okay,
is
we've
so
already had
like
this one. We've already had this one. I'm gonna remove it
go
because
again. Yeah,
let's
we'll
give it
go
another
again.
spin. Let's give it another spin.
Also, doesn't really make sense because Qui-Gon's
That's true. Okay, interesting. The Coruscant Guard arrived to try and stop the fight.
the right. Whoops.
Yeah, sorry, that's my fault. Is it Coruscant? I almost wrote
That's fine.
Coruscant Knights. That's hilarious. Coruscant Guard arrived. Okay.
I'd like to go first if that's all right with you.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so on paper, I think it's pretty obvious who wipes the floor with the fight just purely because of how notorious Qui-Gon Jinn is with the Force. He was the one that learned about becoming a Force ghost. But I think Bo-Katan's upper hand here is that she does wield the Darksaber. Let's say this, right? And she also was very good with the Darksaber, unlike Mando, who was utterly useless with it, to be honest. So I'm going to say that on a physicality level, with Bo-Katan's armor, which protects from lightsaber strikes and stuff, hand to hand, I think they're both quite evenly matched, which means I think Qui-Gon will have to rely on his force abilities more with this. But if Bo-Katan's jetpack doesn't get affected in this situation, I think her mobility and versatility might be an upper hand for Geonosis, since it's a bit of a rocky, deserty terrain with a lot of like weird, um, you know how like there was those weird like kind of holes in the ground which
Oh,
go
yeah.
below the surface and have those Geonosians there. So I
Yep.
think Bo-Katan is a lot more mobile in this on this planet. But with Qui-Gon being a part of the Shadow Collective, that could mean he might bring help. Well, I don't know who was alive around it. Like, let's just say Qui-Gon survived to the time of the Shadow Collective. Let's just say for
Yeah.
this sake, he's still with the Jedi somehow, and the Jedi is still chilling somehow. So let's say he's got the help of, well, let's say, Dryden Voss, for instance. Dryden Voss has good connections with other bounty hunters and kind of just general mob to help back up Qui-Gon. So he does have access to more people, you would say, but the Coruscant guards arriving. Now, I'm going to say for this instance, they're actually not going to, because they're going to try and stop the fight here. They're not siding with anyone. I think they're not going to side with Qui-Gon after seeing that he's with the Shadow Collective. I think this is the revelation. They're like, at the time, let's say the Coruscant guards are still loyal to the Jedi and Coruscant. They're like, wow, Bo-Katan's trying to stop a rogue Jedi here. Let's help out Bo-Katan. So Bo-Katan's got the Coruscant Guard, and we know that they're pretty vicious, you would say. They're pretty brutal. So I think it's going to be one-on-one first. It's going to have Qui-Gon, Bo-Katan. Qui-Gon's going to go in there with his lightsaber. Bo-Katan's going to ignite the dark saber, and he's going to shock him. He doesn't know that she has it. So they're dueling it out. But then both of the armies come to back up each of them. And I think this is where Bo-Katan sadly maybe falls. But I'm going to have hope that the Coruscant Guard takes out the Shadow Collective merchants, and we have Bo-Katan from above, zips up Qui-Gon, chucks him down the hole to the Geonosians, and they have their way. And that's how the fight ends, in my opinion.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting. Well,
that's fun.
I was thinking about it. It's kind of quite silly that Qui-Gon is also a part of the same um I guess yeah, they're a group. The same group as the guy who killed him in this one. So in that sense,
He survives.
More killing Qui-Gon Jinn was just a hoax. It was a coup to make Obi-Wan train Anakin so that he would fall to the dark side and then redeem himself later. So if Qui-Gon went to Geonosis and, was just acting all shady, he lived and he was just kind of slithering around in the underworld of Geonosis. I think he'd have a good shot. Being
Mm.
part of the Shadow Collective obviously helps because he's going to get the aid of uh, the Crimson Dawn, of the Hutt Cartel, the Night Brothers. I think that's really valuable tools to have at his disposal if he's coming to his aid. And of course, Darth Maul. But he was kind of, at this point in time, depends on when we're setting the fight. We need to
It's
add that next time.
Yeah, setting of time period, I think era
Yeah,
would
time
be cool.
period. Yeah, that'd be good. The Coruscant Guard arriving. So my thing
Mm,
is, I think obviously they're trying to stop the fight, but they're trained to defend Coruscant. They have no
that's true.
experience on Geonosis. So
Mm,
in terms of trying to get to them, it depends on where they're fighting. But if they're fighting like the top of a mountain or something, I think the Coruscant Guard are going to struggle to get there. Or if it's through these like hallways and chambers, they might not find them. So they can arrive to try and stop the fight, but maybe they won't. In
mm,
terms of hand to hand, I think Qui-Gon's very conservative in the way he fights. He's more of a defender, and I think
yeah.
Bo-Katan is more likely to overexert herself and like trip on her own shoelaces rather than actually be taken out by Qui-Gon. So I think it's really easy if Bo-Katan like just goes for a punch or something with the blasters. She trips and falls. Qui-Gon lightsaber, bang, down to her chest. So I think that yeah, Qui-Gon obviously he's trying to win. He's not trying to preserve any lives. He's there for the kill. So yeah, I think
Mm,
he wins in this location. He was on Tatooine. It was on Tatooine. Tatooine and Geonosis, similar climates, different planets,
yeah.
similar
Yeah.
climates. So, yeah, I think he'd do well. And obviously, I think everything, including the context, just points towards him having the upper hand and also being able to deal with Bo-Katan quite easily.
I think you're not giving Bo-Katan enough credit, to be honest. Saying she'll trip over
Yeah.
Bo-Katan.
Well,
That's silly. She's the ruler of Mandalore at one point.
well, at one point, I can't get the Bo-Katan of Mando season 3 out of my head. Sorry.
But that was yeah. That honestly, when discussing this, maybe not with Qui-Gon, but I would like to see Bo-Katan versus like the old Maul or something. You know what I mean? That'd be so
Mm,
cool.
that would be great.
I feel like it's a bit of a tangent, but it's the last one, so I'll sum it up. But I think what I would like to see more, we got a glimpse of it with Ahsoka and Mando when they first met, but then it was done because like Bo-Katan sent me, whatever. Um, it would be cool to see more Jedi and Mando's kind of fight live action because,
Yeah.
or even Sith, because of just the way that the Mandalorians move and kind of have all these weaponry. I think it was always such a cool dynamic to see them on the screen. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
very good fights. Yeah. The only one that was a blowout is Ahsoka and
Lobot, yeah, that
Lobot.
wasn't great. And you got
The
Jar
other
Jar
ones,
in there as well.
yeah, I think the other ones would be interesting to see. Maybe not. Yeah, the only one I wouldn't want to see is Ahsoka Lobot, but
Yeah,
the others I'd be very much down to see, especially Thrawn and Moff. Wow.
yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah.
Anyway,
All
really
right,
good.
that was good. I think when we bring you a part three of this series, we'll definitely include time period because that will just determine what type of character we're getting. Like, we can talk about Ahsoka being in her Padawan form or her
Or
uh,
mature.
wise Gandalf
Mm,
form. So.
yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, but that's it for Star Wars Duels Part 2. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed it, subscribe on YouTube, hit the like button, and hit the notification bell as well. That'd be greatly appreciated so you don't miss out on any videos. And yeah, we'll see you next week for our next podcast. Sounds good.
Yeah.
See you guys.